Hello traders, good afternoon. My name is Tomasz Wiśniewski. I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. So let's move to our charts. The most important event, well, that's pretty weird word that we're supposed to talk about currencies, and we start with the reversal on the Bitcoin, which is a cryptocurrency, but it's the hottest topic right now, especially that we're getting closer to Christmas, and the volatility, liquidity on the market decreases. Calendar is getting emptier, so all eyes are focusing on the great Bitcoin bubble. But before we're gonna go there, let's obviously start with the calendar. And on Wednesday we had PPI from Germany. It came worse than expected, but it did not affect euro negatively, because euro has still this week is one of the strongest currencies on the market. And actually we just got a very nice buy signal on euro dollar, which I will tell you about in a few minutes. Apart from that, we get a trade balance data from New Zealand, which came slightly worse than expectations. We still wait 4 hours for Mark Carney to speak. And that's it for Forex market, because another important data is for oil traders. EIA crude oil stocks change tomorrow will be very busy. As you can see, we start with GDP from New Zealand. We'll have a policy statement, rate decision, press conference from Bank of Japan, GDP from US, personal consumption expenditures from US, also CPI from Bank of Canada. So definitely tomorrow busy day. Thursday, Friday, last 2 busy days before Christmas. Between Christmas and New Year, it's usually very quiet. So actually we just have to brace ourselves for last 2 volatile days on the market. Now we can come back to the charts, and you can see that for the last 3 days, well, on Monday the Bitcoin made a double top formation, and since that the price is going down, especially yesterday when we broke midterm uptrend line here, and overnight we broke the horizontal support on $16,600. That sent the price lower to the 15,500, and now we do have a small bounce, small reversal. Well, it's hard to tell if we are in this stage, like a strong reversal, or this stage, or the price will continue to go down, because in my opinion, the next potential target for the drop on the Bitcoin is $14,000 for one. So here, this reversal that we are seeing right now is pretty strong, but I think that this negative sentiment can continue towards 14,000. Well, obviously still in the long term, the sentiment towards Bitcoin is positive. I'm sorry, and we shouldn't be surprised if the price would make new all-time highs again and again, like if not this week, maybe the next week. Alright, so we have a pretty strong correction on Bitcoin, but still everything is under control. It's not like a major reversal or a major drop. It's so far this movement can be considered as a correction. Still, we do have a beautiful movement, very technical one on euro dollar, and that's what we were expecting yesterday, if you remember. Let me start from the very beginning. So we had an upswing, right? Uptrend, then the flag. Flag is a trend continuation pattern. So we got an upswing, no surprise here. Then the flag, again, smaller flag. This one was a big flag, this one was a smaller flag. Then upswing again, so upswing from the flag, and then next flag. Blue lines, purple lines, red lines, all are flags. We got a breakout of the upper line of the flag yesterday, which triggers buy signal, like here and like here. The thing is that apart from the upper line of the flag, what we got here is a breakout of the horizontal resistance here, 118.10, and a breakout of the neckline. So this is neckline, inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder. Breakout of the upper line of the flag, breakout of the horizontal resistance, breakout of the neckline, and that triggers us a strong buy signal. Today the price making higher highs and higher lows, which just proves the point here, proves the bullish point here. The sentiment is positive, and the next target for this movement is here or here. Let me check the daily chart. Where is more probable? Well, first stop we will have here. Okay. So that can be the combination of this top and this line. So we do still have like 80 pips, which makes it a very decent buying opportunity. Maybe let me change the color here. Okay, on black. I'm sorry, here, yeah. This is the area where we can expect a potential movement. Target for this upswing. Looks very, very promising. So that's a major buy signal on euro dollar. And about the risk to reward ratio, well, now it's not the greatest because stop loss should be here, 50 pips. Yes, 86 pips potential profit, but maybe you can think about stop loss here, 28 pips, 80 pips profit. In this case, it looks much better with the risk to reward ratio. DAX, well, the beginning of the week was very good for DAX. The price opened much higher than it closed on Friday, went higher. With the weekend gap, we broke this horizontal resistance on 13,190, and that was a strong resistance. As you can see, midterm resistance present since the end of October, and as price action says, broken resistance becomes a support, and that's what's happening right now. The sentiment is positive since here, since we defended 12,900 points. We broke the midterm downtrend line here, upswing, then a wedge, then an upswing. So now we are testing the latest resistances of the support. If the price will create a hammer or a bullish engulfing here, that will be a very, very strong buy signal with a potential target on the new long-term highs. So that will also be the decent occasion in terms of risk to reward ratio, because obviously with a hammer that would be simple, so we buy after the hammer is created, stop loss is below the tail, and the potential target is on the latest highs. So that's pretty good trade, obviously, if this support will be defended. As you can see, the first reaction on hourly chart was very optimistic. But what I would do, I would wait for the H4 to close first. If we'll have a candle like that, yes, that's a positive buy signal. American dollar to Swiss franc. No trading signal here, unfortunately. Still waiting for the situation to develop. I think that we can just adjust this midterm resistance here. Once this resistance will be broken, we should see a movement towards the red area. Australian dollar to American dollar. Well, we do see a green light here, but as for now, maybe I will remove this rectangle, but as for now, that's a pennant. Sideways trend. Pennant is obviously a trend continuation pattern. So the future scenario, especially after this false breakout below the trend line, false breakout from the flag, false, and also a breakout of the midterm downtrend line here. So after the price went here, the sentiment is very positive, and so there's a buy signal. There's a uptrend. Very new uptrend, obviously, but still an uptrend. So pennant is a trend continuation pattern, so that's actually what we should see. We should see the price breaking the upper line of the pennant and aiming the blue resistance here. As for the risk to reward ratio, by here stop loss, for example, here 37 pips, potential target 90. Which is quite decent. FTSE is doing what was expected. When we saw here, when the price was here, we saw this ascending triangle pattern. The price bounced from the lower line of the ascending triangle pattern and went higher. The potential target is here, 7,600 points. And we should get there eventually soon. WTI, maybe EIA data from today will bring some movements here. So far we are still in the sideways trend and this pennant from the top restricted by the purple line, from the bottom by the black line. We are waiting for the breakout either of the lower line or the upper line for a potential trading signal. For now, we don't have any trading signal here. Euro to Swiss franc. So that breakout from yesterday here, that was a false breakout. And that's beautiful for the price action and for the false breakouts, because false breakouts works, and during daily analytical reports, trading snipers, you saw plenty of false breakouts that they work, and here we do have another example. So if you opened short position here, well, unfortunately it ended on loss, but in the same time it resulted with a very strong signal to go to the opposite direction. Once the false breakout was established and it was somewhere here, and the buy signal was created. So there is a nice buy signal on Euro to Swiss franc. This line is not broken yet, right? It will be broken like here, and once the price will break this downtrend line here, the buy signal will be very, very strong. S&P 500, a small correction close to, well, after making all-time highs, we made a small correction. Still not much to say, positive sentiment all way long, even despite this small drop. As for the potential targets, I think that the green line seems like a reasonable support here, and that the price can reach this support eventually. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, still waiting for a proper signal. a breakout of the purple line will mean a sell signal. Breakout of the upper blue line will activate the flag formation and will trigger a buy signal. American dollar to Canadian dollar. Here, sideways trend, and again after false breakout here, that's another example of false breakout. After false breakout, we do have movement towards the resistance, and it's done, right? So false breakout was estimated here. Stop loss is 86 pips, potential target 200, which, as you know, makes it a decent trading opportunity. Well, it's all gone because the movement is gone already, right? The potential target was reached, but what we're having here is an occasion to sell right now. Well, not for me, because I'm a trend follower, and as long as the price stays between a red and green line, there is a sideways trend, which I do not follow. I follow uptrend or downtrend, but it's a decent occasion for short-term traders if they play for bounces in the sideways trends, and I know that there are people who do that. That creates an occasion. Euro to British pound, that's another example of a false breakout here, and the price advancing higher, and the price should advance higher because euro is very strong. So there's a chance for a further upswing here on euro to British pound. Next one, euro to Singaporean dollar, and that's a very good trading opportunity. That's a very good trading occasion. American dollar to Singaporean dollar for the past few weeks is trading very technically. We do have the support, which got broken here. Support was later used as a resistance. The price created a rectangle. Rectangle is a trend continuation pattern. The trend was bearish, so trend could continue. Then we got a flag. Flag is also trend continuation pattern. Trend is bearish, price making lower lows and lower highs. Also again, broken support became a resistance. Here the price went lower and broke the lower line of the flag, which actually triggered as a sell signal, right? And again, broken support becomes a resistance, so that's a support, that's a breakout, and it became a resistance here. Also along with the horizontal resistance created by those highs and that low. And now we just have a reaction. We are on the weekly lows. And as for the potential targets, I would like to show you this blue area here. So 70 pips lower. Singaporean dollar can end this year on a very, very good moods, close to the yearly lows, because yearly low is from September. We still have 10 days to go there. Trading days less than 10, but I think it's doable. Next one is cable. Cable is also in a positive territory, but on euro dollar, well, we do have a buy signal. On cable, we don't have buy signal. We do have a positive sentiment, but we do not have a buy signal. Why do we have positive sentiment? Because the price is above the trend line here, uptrend line, right? And also the price is above the horizontal support here. What do we need for a buy signal is the breakout of the upper line of the wedge formation, because that's a wedge, lower line of the wedge, upper line of the wedge, and that is a trend continuation pattern. So what we are expecting here is the price breaking the upper line of the wedge. Once the breakout will happen, the buy signal will be triggered. Euro to Japanese yen, and that's another example of a false breakout, which was here. The price is heading higher. Recently we broke this midterm uptrend line, but nothing happened. It did not cause anything wrong. The price is aiming the horizontal resistance again. Once we'll have a breakout of the red resistance, that should trigger a buy signal, and very decent buy signal on euro dollar to Japanese yen. So euro is winning the day. Euro is winning December. We'll see if they will keep this positive sentiment towards the common European currency till the end of the year. It looks promising though. Australian dollar to Japanese yen, that can be considered as a false breakout below the horizontal support. Once the price will close a day, and we are on a good way to do that, above the dynamic resistance here, so a midterm downtrend line. Once we will be able to close the day above that line, that will trigger a buy signal. That will be a positive signal for the Australian dollar to Japanese yen. A few more instruments before we'll finish. Dollar index. With the strength of euro dollar, dollar index is going lower, and actually dollar index is now about to create a major sell signal. Sell signal will be created once we will break the horizontal support and the midterm uptrend line, and that breakout can lead us to the support here on 92.7. For the proper trading signal, I would prefer to see the price closing near to daily lows. Next one is New Zealand dollar to American dollar, which was having this rectangle. In theory, we should have a bullish breakout here, because apart from the rectangle, that was also a pennant. But the price went the other way. It still does not cancel. It does not cancel the buy signal. We are above 23.6. As long as we are above 23.6, the sentiment is positive. Australian dollar to Canadian dollar, daily chart. We do have a major buy signal here when the price broke those downtrend lines, and we are aiming the horizontal resistance here, so everything is going as planned. 0.99, that's our target for this movement. It's going a bit slowly. But we shouldn't be surprised if the price is just climbing like 300 pips without a major correction, maybe here, but that's really a nice upswing. Well, seems like similar to the upswing on Bitcoin, right? And the potential target is not really far, so it's not like the best trade in terms of risk to reward ratio, but it's good to remember the setup for the future, right? Once you're gonna see this kind of setup, it would be nice to enter that the next time. Next one is gold. Well, the last one is gold. On gold, I'm waiting for the price to test the recent support as a closest resistance, right? That's a daily chart. Downswing, symmetric triangle, downswing. That was a major sell signal. Breakout of the lower line of the triangle, breakout of the long-term uptrend line here. Breakout of the 38.2 Fibonacci, and watch out on Fibonacci's because it seems like they are respected. Look, breakout of the Fibonacci, they use that as a resistance, then a downswing, then they stopped exactly on 50% Fibonacci. By the way, they draw a beautiful inverse head and shoulder formation, left shoulder, head and right shoulder, and now we're having a correction, and that is just a correction still here and here. As long as we stay in the wedge, the short-term sentiment is positive, but everything looks ready for the test of this resistance. And believe me, once the price will get there, selling, the supply can show up. And actually, I will watch this movement on gold carefully. If the price will get there to this area, FIBO, an upper line of the wedge, and I will see a bearish price action, like a shooting star, like a bearish engulfing, I will be one of the first to sell the setup, because it looks amazing. Despite the fact that in long term I'm positive for gold, I'm bullish for gold, but at the same time I know how to read signals on the charts. I know how to read charts. I know how to respect the price movements, and here the price movements are telling me that if the price will get there and we'll have a bearish price action there, that will be a very, very negative sign. Positive for sellers, obviously. That will be when the price will create a bearish reversal pattern there. That will be a decent opportunity to go short. That being said, I want to thank you for being here with us on daily analytical report. Now a short break, half an hour break, and after that we will have a webinar about fundamental analysis. I hope you all will be there. If you want more trading occasions, trading views, visit our website alpari.news and our Twitter account alpari.ra. Thanks very much.